This is Rob Liefeld. Kai Reviewed is going down.
Your thoughts on the fan reaction and people being so upset to learn that Natasha was dead in Endgame. Did that surprise you?
I mean, I was upset about it. So, you know, I mean, it is upsetting. You know, it's a character that you've grown with. You know, some kids that I met, I realized, gosh, they've grown up with this character. You know, I remember meeting a fan who was 15, and she's been watching these movies since she was like 6 years old or whatever, and that's the female, you know, superhero that she was looked up to the most, or, you know, the Avenger she looked up to, or the Avenger she identified with, and so it's a big loss, you know, for not just me, but I think for fans of the character, and so I didn't find it so surprising, you know. I know.
And fans will just have to wait and see if there will be any other Avengers appearing in this movie. Obviously, Jeremy Renner's character and you have this very deep emotional connection.
Yes.
Will any part of that storyline continue into the Black Widow story?
Oh my God, that's when you see the train gun come out. We're going to take you out first, and then I'm going out second. My lips are sealed.
All right.
But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
we got to wait and see.
A lot of fighting. Girls fighting girls. It's brutal.
Being in those scenes and being that physically able, it's always fun when you get to put that into work.
It's crazy to walk into the stunt room and see basically all women.
We are hitting each other like we mean it. It's awesome. You walk to set and you're like, I'm fighting Black Widow.
I guess I'd like to also fly, so that's Thor, right? He can just fly on his, what you call it?
And why is Kate the perfect director?
Kate is the perfect director because she's always goes back to dig for like what is real, what is brutally real and honest, and what the truth of each scene is. And not only does she have an incredible visual vocabulary, which is obvious in her work, but she's always searching for the uncomfortable, brutal truth, and that's what we needed for this film.
Okay, go away, scaredy cat, Black Widow. What are you scared of?
What am I scared of?
Black Widow.
I'm scared of how I'm going to look this week when I return to work after this Comic-Con visit. Yeah, jaunt. I almost said joust. That's how tired I am after this Comic-Con joust.
Go learn your 7 pages. Thanks, Carl.
Why? I'm already worried about the 7 pages.
You play Melina, is that right? What can you tell us about her?
Melina has been cycled through the Black Widow Red Room procedure, would you call it? Program, thank you, P word, yeah. Program 5 times at this point in her life. So she's quite a seasoned spy and assassin, and she's also deeply involved in a kind of scientific experiment, which I cannot tell you about because it's part of the story we can't talk about.
Yeah. It's interwoven.
Can't do Budapest without Hawkeye.
You tell me.
The big line from Avengers is the Budapest line that we've wanted to explore for so long. Yeah. There's some kind of shared history with Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye. Yeah. Any chance we see him in the movie?
I mean, there's always a chance.
Okay, all right. Hey, I'll take it. And my last question for you then, is this the end for you in the MCU, or can we get more of you? Because we love you. So we want to see you keep going. Can there be more?
If I survive the shooting of this film, maybe.
We're rooting for it.
These are the most vague answers I could possibly give.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Well, thank you so much. Congratulations.
I wish I could do better for you.
You were great.
I got the hat, so there you go. See, the hat for you is kind of like when I found out that my character was dying, but then I got the movie. So I'm giving you a totally vague interview, but you get the hat.
Got the hat. Black Widow, May 2020, everybody.
That's what they tell us.
Tell me the significance of wearing the Captain America shirt to this panel.
You know, this guy, got complicated feelings for him. This guy. He's you know how hipsters wear shirts that have a lot of irony to them? Yes. You know, very ironic. Yeah, very ironic. I guess I would like to spend it with the Hulk because I would like to hang out with Bruce Banner and like go on all the rides. And then when we got stuck in a line, like I'd like to see him get really mad and like turn into a green monster, like I generally do when I'm in too long of a line.
In the first standalone film for her character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I would have been happy to to end it at Endgame and walk away. It felt like, I felt like I was proud of the work that we have all done together, and that the only reason to do this standalone would be to elevate the genre in some way.
Is this considered a prequel? Is this considered a resurrection? Or is this a comeback?
It's a revelation, I guess,
Okay.
of sorts. Take that however it comes out.
That's the perfect word.
Black Widow, a revelation. No, I don't want it to say that at all. People are like, oh my God, that's so stuffy. Let me put you on hold. Actually get to all the questions you may have had about this mysterious character and who she is, where she comes from, what are the secrets of the past that haunt her.
It's been nearly a decade of walking in this superhero's shoes.
I think the biggest surprise for me is that actually her fun and games,
What can expect from Budapest?
There's a lot of surprises in Budapest. You can expect to find out what happens in Budapest. Oh my God, well, I mean, we've only been shooting for 30 days, but of course we brought something. We have a little something to show you all. Don't be judgy.
Well, I play something called the Red Guardian. Okay, and he's this guy, Alexei Shostakov. So in the Cold War, the Americans developed nuclear weapons, the Russians developed nuclear weapons, and then the Americans developed Captain America, and in response, in retaliation, the Soviets developed the Red Guardian. And so in that way, he's a foil, and so he has very complicated feelings about this particular thing. And he, but the Soviet Union fell, and a lot of things went down with him in particular, and now he's in a different place in his life. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting character, and you get to see all of this. I don't want to give too much away, but I'll say that he seemed to me initially when I heard about him and when I heard the pitch, he seemed to me a certain way. And then I was so surprised at these other things that come out in his character, which is always kind of how it works in these movies, right? Like, and his flaws and who he is so unique and wonderful. And I was just, the writing's extraordinary.
It's exciting to be able to make a film in this genre that feels very grounded. In some ways, of course, having the, it's a little bit scary not having the kind of cushion of my fellow Avengers around.
Iron Man.
Yeah, you just pick up the phone and call them in case of emergency. But you feel more. Again, I mean, I hate to keep using the word vulnerable, but you kind of feel like you put yourself out there in a different way because the character stands on her own, and Natasha is just a woman, not just a woman, but she is a woman and a human being, and her greatest weapon, her greatest attribute is up here, and so it's been interesting to put that forward, I don't think I could have played this iteration of Natasha 10 years ago. It would have been a very different film, and I get to play Natasha as a fully realized woman.
Florence, what's your favorite thing to do on set? I think people want to know this.
Yeah.
Pick my nose. You
There's
can
been a
pick
lot
your
of nose
friends
picking.
and you can pick your nose. You can't pick your friends.
David and I have a special friendship where when we're bored, we either pretend to be Abraham Lincoln or I pick his nose.
Can we get an Abraham Lincoln impression?
Magic. It's going to be in this film.
Chris Evans, because he and I are both enormous Disney fans. It's our dream to be in Disney, just the two of us would ride every ride on the park. I would like to compliment Florence Pugh, because she's delightful. She's absolutely her enthusiasm is contagious. She's a little peanut. She's naughty. She's spicy.
I play a character called Alexei Shostakov. He is, that is his, by day name, but at night he becomes the rock star, the Red Guardian. He was in the Cold War. The Americans were developing weaponry, nuclear weapons, and the Soviets were responding. And so the Americans developed Captain America, and the Soviets responded with something called the Red Guardian. So he is kind of a
Much
super.
better.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Someone who So he's in a way he's a super soldier. He has this thing to him, but he's also a very complicated guy. He has a lot of flaws and a lot of idiosyncrasies. And so in that way, it's a very rich character.
Thank you for watching Kyle Reviewed. This is Rob Liefeld with my good buddy for Kyle Reviewed on YouTube. The very best Kyle Reviewed channel on all the YouTube Kyle Reviewed channels. You got that? You got that right? Deadpool and I thought it was fantastic. You need to like, you need to subscribe. You know how it's done? Like, subscribe. Right, DP? All right, Kyle Reviewed. Cool channel.